May we all humbly bow down to all graces of all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Mahabodhisattvas, Pacceka Buddhas, Mahapacceka Buddhas, all the Arahants, Maha-Arahants, the grace of Luangพ่อ Posi Sriya Khemarato, all the Buddha seeds, all the embodiments of the great perfections, the grace of fathers and mothers of all lifetimes, please preside over our forgiveness statement. Of all the karma from the physical, verbal, and mental, from thoughts that are holding on to thoughts, feelings that are holding on to feelings. Don't let them be anicca, don't let them be anatta as they are. Holding on to the assumed up of body-mind, with interpretations, with the fabrication of the mind, from the desire, delusion, and delusive attachments, whether it is in the worldly way or in spiritual way. This is a delay. It creates karma. Any rejection towards the Satya Dharma of all the Buddhas, the noble truth, the essence that they have used to bless the beings. And we have been stubborn, not listen and cut through the cutting itself. Listening and trying to practice the body and mind. Searching for paths, assume up the paths and being deluded to the paths. Assume up anything and being deluded to such a thing that has been assumed up. These create a delay, unable to end immediately, unable to bless through the ending. May we humbly ask for forgiveness for being stubborn to the graces of our Buddhas, being stubborn to the grace of fathers and mothers, unable to end accordingly, ending the ending itself. May it be forgiven. Ahosi, ahosi, ahosi. We would like also to declare removal and cancellation of all deluded desires and expectations in verbal karma. Any words that has been used in the way, whether they are appropriate or not, that creates karma and throwing it to one another, realizing or unrealized, that it creates clashes, not ending itself accordingly. May we declare removal and cancellation of all that stubbornness that's still holding on to the desire to add more and fabricate more to the mind, trying to win over with one's opinions and meanings. Listening to something and not ending accordingly. Listening to something and thinking that is true, that is right. Let's cancel all of that. Nothing is true or not true, right or wrong. Whenever we believe what we heard and not ending right there with the auto-purification of the reminders, it creates fabrication of the mind. And this goes on into clashes, into blaming and condemning, into right and wrong. This is itself a realm of existence of the mind. It is itself the cause of the suffering, and it is itself the suffering. Therefore, let's follow accordingly to the auto-purifying reminders. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with being true or not true, being right or wrong. Everything. This is not to take side on being true or not true, right or wrong. This is beyond taking. This is about open up and bless, and end all about me and my opinions, my ideas, that I'm right, you're wrong. You don't do good, you don't behave well, according to what you say or whatever. It is about ending the ending itself, and it is to be given with everything. We don't have time to condemn anybody or blame anyone with any situations that we are facing. It is about blessing and give great compassion, giving it no meanings. There is no need to identify whatever you have heard, which will create anything about right or wrong, true or false. That is a realm of existence of the mind. We don't have to live like that with each other, among one another. Even those who still thinking that what they are doing is good, having empathy for anything, for pets, for cats, for dogs, for birds, for animals, but don't care about the neighbors, don't care about anyone or anything. Take care of your karma. We cannot use any of that. Loving kindness, empathy, blah, blah, blah. It is a state of mind. It's a belief values. And it is blocking oneself to not open up beyond that. It is not about right or wrong, yes or no, having or not having. Therefore, no need to talk about having loving kindness or not. Not having, even not having itself. It's a waste of time to quarrel with each other because of the belief values. Because if anyone stands to that point, that belief value is right, that's the only thing, then there is no point to talk with that kind of stubbornness. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with having or not having. Not having, even not having itself. Period. So, can we brighten out further than our own ideas, the ideologies, and the belief values that we take in for the sake of our own belief values that is misled by our desire, delusive attachment, and delusion? This is only one point, but it includes everything. Because whenever we are using the basis of belief values, it is limited. And it will create quarrels with others who have different belief values. That is war. Differentiations and discriminations are war. Period. And because of that, we cannot use explanation or description with this kind of stubbornness. It's impossible to use it with. If not ending right now from the ending itself with everything, then it will be endlessly fabricated. That mind is endlessly fabricating from the desire, misleading itself with opinions and meanings, on and on. Do we have time for that? That kind of stubbornness? No, we don't. But with the great compassion, open further than behaviors of the beings. Because it's not about right or wrong behaviors, good or bad behaviors. The great compassion purifies all of these immediately and instantly. Brighten out from the brightness itself even. This is not an objection or rejection of anyone's behaviors at all. But all those karmic behaviors have to take on their own karmic retributions. And without using a hosi and cut through the cutting itself with everything, it is a delay. Don't try to cleanse or purify anything. Cleanse the cleansing itself, purify the purification itself. There is no argument with any belief values. No time for arguments, because that is karma in itself. We close the door of realms of the mind with the auto-purifying reminders. Constantly use it so that the mind will not proceed with the grasping mind, with the desire, and start to blame other people. Whatever that is coming into oneself, it is for oneself to brighten out further than that. Period. Looking at other people's behaviors and criticize and analyze and condemn and blame is itself a fabrication mind. It is itself karma, mental and verbal karma. Therefore, always and at all times, use the word everything. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment, grasping or not grasping. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with right or wrong, true or false. Whenever the mind begins anything, it's fabricating further out already. It's already dark. Preoccupied mind, sustenance of the mind, maintaining the mind, create realm of existence. Whether it is spiritual, maintaining or sustaining any spiritual state of mind, from mindfulness, concentration, contemplation, special insight, wisdom, meditative absorption, meditative power, or whatever, it is a realm of the mind. It creates realms of existence later on, in the Brahma realm to the hell realm, including all the special karmic payback zones. Don't hold on to the mind. That's why self-purifying reminders are significant. They are given to be used for blessing, for helping unwinding from the unwinding itself. And we gather here to help open up through this basis of that which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment, nothing to do with being related or not with everything. That's why we gather here, not to try to get any information or knowledge. Don't be mistaken like that. We don't get anything anyway in this world. That's why we have to ask for forgiveness, ahosi, for whatever we have taken from the world, constantly, by looking, seeing, and knowing, and grab from that action, from tasting, touching, from listening, from smelling. It's a debt of karma. That's why we need to unlock the karma so that we are able to open up, to help unwind from unwinding altogether. Declare removal and cancellation of all the belief values and firm attachment to one's own opinions and meanings and values given to everything. Declare removal and cancellation of that, of the desire and expectations towards relationships, any relationships with anything and anyone. And ahosi for whatever that the mind has been condemning anyone in societies, in the country, in the world. We don't need to carry on with karma for one another. This is the era, Luang Po said already, that it is the era of instantaneity, cut through deluded knowing, cutting the cutting itself, which is the enlightenment in itself. This is the era. It is not the era of the dark opinions and meanings. A delay. And whoever listens to this can immediately open up with the foundation of Nirodha and Nibbana, that which has nothing to do with being bright or not.